Welcome to our retirement, folks. Morning, everybody.
Well, you started it off, haven't you, love? With a few little bits.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a day in the life video. That's not this video though.
Oh, is it now?
That'd be
Excuse me.
I think another one. I think because we haven't been on for all weekend.
No, you have. You did.
I have. I've done it. I did that
video, didn't you?
I did one on my own, talking about my brain.
Oh, did you? About your brain.
Trouble
Yeah,
that
you've
I've
noted some things, haven't you?
I've what?
Noticed some things about it.
Not just me, I don't think. Yeah. But we went out Saturday night.
Yeah.
Had a great night, actually.
Yeah, we did.
Want as many in that pub as there were when we were there the last time.
No, there were quite a few though.
But it emptied out by about 9:30, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That were about time.
I
People
said to
kept going.
DJ, you know, why do you think it's gone so quiet? He says, well, people can't afford to stay out, he said. But we were there from 6:30 till 10:30.
Yeah.
We only spent 13 quid. So
Yeah, but it's because I don't have alcoholic drinks that much, and you were only on halves.
well, I can't drink a lot. I only had 1.5 pints the whole night. I had 3 halves.
And I had
Pat had 3 cokes.
So
And well, we had a packet of crisps.
yes, we did. I think Chris for more.
Yeah, they were. Well, it was what, 3.80 for a round, 3.80 for 2 drinks, which were cheap. And I've known us pay 6 quid
Oh yeah,
for the same thing.
yeah.
And then when I bought a packet of crisps each, it was 6 quid.
Yeah.
So we don't spend. They wouldn't have made, you know, they only made 13 quid out of us.
Yeah, all night.
And provided us with a great evening's entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah, with DJ and dancing lights and
Lovely, weren't they?
yeah,
Yeah, they like little setup, did that DJ.
yeah. A different DJ to last
it was.
time, although the other DJ was there.
Yeah, don't know why he didn't want to do it that night.
Oh, maybe I think he might have been with his wife.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe,
okay.
maybe not. But
Anything else over weekend?
over weekend that we did. No, we didn't go out. Did
No.
we? No, we.
No. That's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I made a few notes for different things, but I know a lot of you will have heard me talk about pianos. How would you think you'd learn to play a piano? How do most people learn? I think a lot of people go on YouTube nowadays, don't they?
Do they?
Learn to play from YouTube. I'm not too keen on sight reading and that kind of thing. I learned to play by just busking. When I were in the shop here, and I'd finished setting a piano up.
Mess about.
I used to mess about on it. And one day I were doing that. And an old gentleman, Mr. Ray, came in. He'd be long gone now, Mr. Ray. And he said, "You want to learn to play that?" Yeah. I said, how would I do that? I said, "I'll teach you if you like." And I said, "What, are you a piano teacher?" And he said, "Yeah."
He lived in Farsley, didn't he?
Lived in Farsley, just up the road, yeah. He played these chords, and I couldn't understand how he could possibly stretch his fingers out
that far out
to play these chords, and then he'd immediately change and play another chord, and I thought that was impossible to be able to reposition your fingers in an instant and play these different chords, and with both hands. And I thought, that I'll never be able to do that. Anyway, I went to his house every Thursday for an hour. We got started on book 1, which were really boring. And the sounds that you were producing were really very thin sounds. And it didn't take me long to memorise what these lessons. I'd soon memorised them. And so I started adding just an octave. If you were playing a C, I'd have the C below. On the left hand, I'd add another C to it, or another A, or another B, whatever it was I was playing, and just add the octave to it, and it thickened it out a bit.
Filled it out.
And when I used to go back for my lesson following week, he used to say, "Show me what you've learned, what you've been doing," and I'd play these tunes, and he'd say to me, "That ain't what's written down, is it?" I say, "Well, it is, but I've just added a..." He says, "You can do that, can you?" "Well, yeah, I just added an octave." "Oh, okay." So we sort of got rid of book 1. Went up to an higher book. I don't know, book 5 or 6 or something. And did the same with that. But when I was playing, he'd stop me while I was playing, and he'd say, "Where are you on the music?" Because I'd have the music in front of me, and he'd say, "Right, play me what you've learned," and I'd be playing it, and he'd say, "Stop," and he'd say, "Where are you on the music?" And I won't be able to tell him, because he knew I was playing from memory.
Yeah, rather than reading music.
I was.
Yeah.
Because
memorised it.
I couldn't concentrate on how I was playing while I was reading the music, and I wanted to listen to what I was playing. It sounds ridiculous that I couldn't listen to what I was playing because I was. This is the thing about the male again, isn't it? You were saying the other week, weren't we, about a woman can multitask.
Yeah.
Concentrate on 2 things at once. Well, I couldn't concentrate on reading the music and listen to what I was doing.
Playing.
Yeah. So that's why I'd commit it to memory, and then I could concentrate, focus on what were coming out of the piano, and I would try and make it sound nice, because they were just
spread it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, put some expression into it.
Yeah, fill it in places.
And Phil, when I went back for my lesson, he'd say, "Well, if you can remember white notes, you can remember black notes, can't you?" He says, "Yeah." So he says, "Well, let's get rid of this." He said, and he just got a George Gershwin version of Autumn Leaves. I think it were in 4 flats or something. This version, proper piece of music. And he says, go and learn that. And it made the chords made the hair on the back of my head stand up. And I just thought, I've got to learn to play this. It's so nice, so beautiful. And I did. I just committed the whole song to memory. Autumn Leaves. You know the song. And played it, and it were in. You know, it was a complex piece of music, and I were only in my first. I don't know, 4 months maybe, 5 months. I don't know. So I did quite quickly learn, and I needed to be able to play because I noticed that when I tuned a piano, when I was learning to tune pianos, I noticed that even though I'd gone through the procedure of tuning, when I was playing it afterwards, I'd kind of hear something kind of discordant, and I'd be able to pick out the discordant note. I still can do it now. I hear people playing, and I know which note it is that's out of tune. I can hear it. I know which string it is that's out of tune. I can hear it. And why am I saying this? Oh yeah, and so I would go back to that note, and I would think, why is it out of tune? What is it out of tune with? And I would go through my checks, and it taught me how to add more checks as I was tuning. So I was taught to tune in a certain way, but by learning to play the piano and play afterwards, taught me to make more checks. And so I introduced more checks as I was. I used to check fifths, fourths, thirds, tenths while I was tuning. I introduced more checks, and so that I was confident
that it were in tune.
It sounded good. It were in tune and it sounded good, but it took a long time to get there, to that level. Maybe 10 years altogether, but I'm tuned for 30 odd years. So the latter end got the benefit. The people who are tuned for at the latter end got the benefit of all that. But eventually, when I used to learn, I could only carry maybe 10 songs around in my head at a time. And I always used to go through them when I'd finished tuning a piano. And rather than bore people just playing the same ones every time I went, I was always learning a new tune. But I'd add a tune on end, and one up front I'd have to drop off because I couldn't carry it. I could only carry 10. And eventually I used to learn from the music, sheet music. I used to download sheet music, then learn it, and then commit it to memory. And eventually I just started making them up myself, a version of a song myself, and just making it up myself in.
But you only went to Ray for maybe a year, if that.
Only went for piano lessons.
He said, "Oh, I can't teach you anymore."
Yeah, he says you can play. You're off.
You're all right.
You're all right. Yeah.
It's just you couldn't read music.
No, couldn't read. Well, I could, but I couldn't sight read.
Yeah.
I couldn't play following the music like we're doing an orchestra. I mean, my brother can. He's got that kind of brain. He sight reads. He plays clarinet. He plays in an orchestra, a little orchestra, a local orchestra to where he lives. But I couldn't do that. I couldn't concentrate on the dots and make it sound, put some feeling into it, you know, make it sound good. Oh yeah, so that's my little video about how I learned to play a piano.
Excuse me.
Oh, there we go, folks. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
We should see you tomorrow. We're going shopping today, I think. Sun's shining.
Yeah. What on earth sun and shopping's got to do? I don't know.
I don't like going in rain.
You don't like walking down to the supermarket in rain and walking back without shopping.
And getting my car dirty.
Yeah. He's always been like that about his car.
Now, is there any little bits I'm adding to this video? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll add it now. Gluten-free Yorkshire puddings,
You
look.
have to do something to add it.
Lovely. And what we have in with them, I've made corned beef hash. Corned beef hash. And Yorkshire puddings, gluten-free Yorkshire puddings. And corned beef hash for tea last night.
Just corned beef and a load of stuff chucked in.
It was lovely.
It wasn't a particular corned beef hash.
Yeah.
It's all veg.
It's
You enjoyed
on the
it, didn't
screen. I'll put it on screen.
Some corned beef.
Yeah. I'll lower around a little bit.
Yeah.
The video.
All right.
Okay, folks.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.